Hello, my stitching friends. I'm so glad you came back. So my name is Chris, spelled with a Y, and this is my Flosstube channel, Eeyore Stitches, and that's also my Instagram handle. I'm super excited to be here today. Thank you for understanding I needed to postpone an extra week to do my filming. It's been just a little stressful over here, and we are getting ready to go visit our son in Florida in a week. I'm super excited. We finally got some sunshine recently, so we're hitting in the, I think today's even getting up into the 80s, so I'm pretty excited that we have sunshine. I've had pretty bad winter blues. May not have, it may have not come through the videos or anything, but anyways, yeah, I've been kind of struggling a little bit. I've been doing my stitching, but I've needed some sunshine. I definitely thrive with sunshine and not the cold and the dreary and everything. Even though, Eeyore's, he's not so much my spirit animal, I guess. I mean, he's, obviously he comes across pretty depressive and everything, and I have definitely more anxiety than depression, but I just relate to Eeyore that, you just want to be loved. You want to be noticed. And I for sure, I mean, who doesn't want to be noticed? Anyway, so I have a lot to share today. I have so many finishes. I have a couple old things to share with you. I have one quilt, one embroidery pillow to show, and lots of new starts and a lot of whips, and just buckle in, my friends. It's gonna be a video. It's gonna be a long one, so make sure you have your drink of choice. I've got one of my Owala bottles all decorated up because, I'm a sticker friend. I love the stickers. Welcome. So if you're new here, this channel is primarily about cross stitch. I do throw in quilting. As you can see, I film in my quilting / sewing room. I mean, there's a thing of whether if you're a sewer, you only stitch clothes and everything, and I've never done that. Well, okay, take that back. I sewed a sweatshirt back in junior high school for a home ec class, but I generally don't sew clothes. I do quilt, I embroider, I cross stitch, I make project bags. If it involves thread and needles, it's what I do. You're gonna see a lot of things here. I'm in Northern California, and right now kind of my heart belongs in Florida, so that's why I'm really looking forward to my trip next week, and I'm gonna get to meet some new stitchy friends. I'm super excited about that. Nisi and her cousin Kathy, we're gonna be meeting up for lunch one of the days. My boys are going to be going off to Epic for a day just by themselves, and my husband's going golfing, so we're going to meet up and go to lunch and hang out at Distant Springs. And they are the Because, let me make sure I say it correctly, Because We Stitch Flosstube, and they're really cute. So I'm super excited to have lunch with them. I need to message another friend of mine out there, Aubrey, and see if she's available at all. If not, I'll have to catch her in June when we head back to Florida. There's a lot of Florida trips this year. Kind of glad that James moved out there, and Andrew plans on moving still later this fall, and after he finishes his schooling. So we'll see what happens. Anyway, so gosh, we have so much to do, a lot to share. I need a drink of water first. So quick life update, well, I didn't work much in January, so it was kind of low-key at home. Just, the winter blues and all of that, taking care of the cats and the house and blah, blah, blah. But Started working a whole lot more, and now I'm working almost every day teaching. I'm on a short, long-term first grade class right now, and thankfully spring break is coming up, so I can have a little bit of a break from working and teaching and all of that fun stuff. And if I happen to start throwing in some, things that I do for teaching, don't mind me. So I've been, sharing my cats and everything with you guys, and we've been having, obviously, an issue with our Jacques, who has decided that he wants to start, well, not start. He's been doing it for a couple of years, just randomly peeing, on something, just to like let us know he's not happy. And we couldn't figure it out. And after a while, I'm just like, I swear, I bet you he wants to be outside. He wants to go outside and play. He just wants to go outside. So got pretty mad at him one day. And I kicked him outside, and yeah, he took off. But he did eventually come back the next day. This was it was a few weeks ago. And ever since then, we got him his collar. We have his little name, and my husband's number on it. And he goes out every single day. And if he doesn't get let out, the moment he wants to be let out, he will go and pee on a bookshelf or go pee on my stitching chair, which just, of course, ticks me off. I would rather him just be a completely outdoor cat, but it's the husband's cat, so he makes that call. But he's definitely on thin ice with me. He's still a lovable cat, and he wants to still have the comforts of home, sleep in our bed, but he's on thin ice right now with Mom. Right now, before I started filming, he was sleeping really good up here as I've been, cleaning up my room a little bit and finishing up a few things. And then right when I started about filming, he started acting funny. I'm like, oh, you need to go outside now. Let's go outside. It's like having a dog, and I don't want to have a dog. So we'll see what kind of happens. He's not going to be happy when my best friend's taking care of the house and he doesn't get to go outside. So I don't know what's going to happen. My husband suggested let's get some pee pads, what people get for their indoor dogs. And so he's gonna put them throughout the house on things that Jacques usually likes to hit. We'll see how it happens. Cross your fingers, say a prayer, anything, because, I don't want to come back home to a very beat up house, I swear. Oh my gosh. The life of cats. The life of a cat owner. Yeah, sometimes. And we've never had to deal with this before. So anyways, let's get to the stitching, because I am here for it. I know you guys are here for it, and I can't wait to share. So I'm gonna first share my winter bird. I just posted this the other day. This is my winter bird. He's so cute. I have named him Henry. And I'm super excited to have Henry done. I stitched him on 36 count stone by Fiber on a Whim, and it is by Nath Nulu on Etsy, and I hope to be able to, cross your fingers that I'll actually do it, put it in the show notes. So, and I apologize, I'm very, very bad about going back and doing my show notes. I don't think I've really ever done much of that. And we're now on Flosstube number 19. I think I just get super distracted and I got other things going on, and, I keep forgetting about it. But yeah, there's Henry. So Henry was, I stitched him last summer. My sister from another mister lives in Washington, and my best friend and I always go up to visit her. We always have a girls trip, kind of like a little retreat every single summer. And it started from just 3-4 days, and now it's sometimes up to 2 weeks, especially since they're both retired and I only teach obviously during school years, or to the school season, and I have summers off. So anyways, we all stitched him. I decided though, and I don't know if you can quite tell, but I decided to only do half stitches on the ground. I wanted extra dimension there to show that, you know, almost like a shadow of him and his body sitting there on the ground. But he is so cute. I do have the summer, and she released, I think it was just the autumn she released, and then okay, what am I missing? Summer, autumn, and spring. Yeah, yes, I have them all. I also have the bunny. I don't remember if I got the toad yet. I'd like to do the toad. I would just change colors on it, but I think they're just so fun. It was a lot of fun stitching this. So Henry, I found this frame in Hobby Lobby, and it was just a pre-done custom frame that then was put onto, so they may have made a mistake on it somehow, because my son used to work for Hobby Lobby, and he used to work actually in the framing department, and he says that sometimes if they make a mistake or if the customer doesn't want it or anything like that, they'll put them out onto the clearance area in the frame. So I had picked it up because I thought it was really cool. I love the texture of it and the shabbiness of it. So he's perfect. Love it, love it. So that is Henry, my winter bird. My next share is, I'm going to do this one because this was also a stitch that I did. I know it's like almost March. Oh, by the way, today is the last day of February. I cannot believe that we've just flown through February, because March is tomorrow and January lasted, I keep saying it lasted 5 years. It was a very long January. But this one is Happy Halloween. And this was a little freebie from Not Forgotten Farm that I picked up in at Shepherd's Bush in Ogden, Utah, 2 years ago at during Stitch West. And again, I picked up the kits, and it came with a kit. So it came with not just the fabric, you know, but the chenille to go around it, and then a piece of the fabric. And it was just like a little kit that you bought. Well, maybe it didn't have this fabric. Maybe I put that from my own stash, but I know it did have the chenille, and it did have this linen, and I don't remember what it was, and I didn't write it down real quick. But anyways, I picked up 3 of them, and so again, my sister and my best friend and we all stitched this up. I think I'm the last one to fully finish it, which I fully finished it this morning. Because I knew I was going to film, and I had like 5 things I need to stuff today and finish them up. So this was one of them. So now I'm excited that my finishes are starting to get finished, and I have so much. I still feel like I need to do a finished stitching whip parade, because I have so many I need to fully finish. Not as much as Anna does, but I feel like I have a lot. The next thing I want to share with you is my strawberry house. I stitched this a few summers ago, maybe this was in 24. So this is by Little House Needleworks. I don't remember again the count. It was probably 32, I'm sure. So I'll tell you what I was going to do with this house. So I had stitched it. I loved it. I've had the pattern for years, and so I wasn't sure how I was going to finish it, if I was going to frame it or put it in a pillow. And when I was walking around, I think, yep, Hobby Lobby, I saw this frame. Now this frame is so cool looking. I love the texture of it. And then I decided, okay, I was going to put this in this frame and I thought it would look really cool. But I'm like, I need to do a little bit more. So I took some acrylic pens that I have and I decided to do a little painting and just, you know, have fun. So I painted around, you know, some of the motifs on here. And then yesterday when I got home from work and I had this, you know, already finished up on the board, I put it in there and I hated it. Like literally hated it, hated it, hated it. And I was just like, what am I going to do? So Amazon to the rescue. I had already ordered some of these 5x7 pre-done, they're super cheap frames, but one was like this darker brown. There was a gray one, a white shabby one, and then a black one. And it came in a pack of 4 and it was like 20 bucks. And so I just grabbed the dark one and I thought, okay, let's just pop it in. And you know what? It works. It works for me because I don't want to overthink it anymore. Obviously, my first idea of it didn't pan out, at least for me. Maybe someone else would have liked it, but since I'm keeping this for myself, I love strawberries. My husband loves strawberries. My sons love strawberries. I do a whole strawberry thing during the summer, so this is definitely keeping in this house. So it looks good. I love it. I'm super excited to have another piece fully finished. So I'm going to put those over here. Okay, so I'd like to now share with you my blessing sampler of 2026. My first one I've ever done for a blessing sampler. This is Blessings Be Thine from Blackbird Designs, and it's in, was it Home of the Holidays? Something like that. It's in one of their Christmas books. And I didn't write down, I mean, I said it before, what I stitched it on, but I did change the colors. The only color I kept was that oatmeal. Everything else I changed, so it is a little bit brighter. I think I mentioned it in 2 videos ago, where I shared the finishing of it. So then today I stuffed it and then added the pom-poms around. Totally love it. And then on the back, I decided to do like a pillow finish type of thing where it's got like a, or should I say pocket finish, a little pocket finish. And I'm gonna, you know, I'll add something over there. You know, maybe I'll put in, you know, by the end of the year, I'll put in, you know, all my blessings that I had this year or what I felt were blessings. That might be something to do. So that is finished. I'm super excited to have, again, another fully finished project. It's like I'm on a roll. Yay. Okay, then 2 more pillows that I fully finished today. One is the this was the Primrose Valentine Alphabet, and I stitched this on 40 count blush. And whoa, that got too, okay, sorry. It got way too dark there. Okay, I'm filming later in the afternoon, so the light isn't as bright as it could be. Tomorrow, my husband is running a half marathon, because of course he has to one-up me. I ran my 3 half marathons in San Francisco years ago, and for the Nike women's runs, and he's been trying to catch up to me for a long time, and now he's going to go 1 more. So he can say he's done 4. So tomorrow is a early day. We're going to go to Livermore, and he's going to, he's been training. He's been doing good. So anyways, so I'm filming today. That's why it's a little later in the afternoon. So again, this is Primrose Cottage, and I did change to where it has more teal in it. And then I added a teal fabric there and another pink fabric to match, and just stitched, you know, and made a pillow, and then I just whip stitched it closed after I stuffed it with polyfill. Polyfill is usually what I stuff my pillows with. I do have crushed walnut shells I don't use very often. I do to make like pin cushions for my sewing, like for my sewing room, to put actual pins in. And I did purchase some of the sawdust from Beth Twist, but I haven't used it yet. And then I took some baker's twine and just wrapped it around several times, and then just made a cute little bow. I've, you know, tried to put a few things there, and I was just like, you know, I'm good. I just like the way it is. Super cute. This was actually, and I'll tell you, this was my first 40 count. And I stitched this sometime, I think last year. I was really, I shared some things on Insta, but I wasn't sharing everything. I would just like stitch it and then throw it into the, you know, the drawer of needing to finish. And this was one of them. So anyways, yeah, this was my first 40 count, and I really enjoy stitching on 40 count. I'm not sure if I'll go higher. I kind of want to try it, but I already have to have readers and everything to do 40 and 36. Well, shoot, I have to have readers for 32 as well, and 28, because, you know, you're getting older. But I don't know if I can do something higher count. I don't know. We'll see. All right, and then to go along with that one, I did finish my Love. This was out of the box for the Primrose Sip and Stitch. And so I just made it into a long pillow. I used the same fabric, so it'll sit in the same tier tray or basket wherever I decide to put it in. And then this button is from just another button company. And then this one is a wooden heart that was in a package from Hobby Lobby. And then I just hot glued it onto one of these pins. And so I made my own pin there. I do love the chest button company stuff, but I do like making my own pins. But that is my piece there, and I just added a I didn't want to do, well, for whatever reason the colors weren't working well with me with my other baker's twine, and I even tried the green one and it wasn't looking good. And I had two different rickracks. I had one that was really light like this, and it would have looked nice, but I thought I just needed a bit of a pop of an extra color, a little darker. So there was this velveteen green that I've had in my stash. So that's what I used. So let's see, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 fully finishes, and a few of them have been as a whip for, or as a finish for a while, so I'm pretty excited. Then I kind of squirreled and kind of like went off and did something else, and I challenged myself to I had bought this kit in I think it was this last year or the year before at Shepherd's Bush, and I hadn't stitched it. I think it was the year before. And I have several of these kits. Some of them is just the bag and the pattern. Some of it is with the floss. And So I think it was it last Sunday? I think it was. And I just wasn't feeling stitching anything else. And I just pulled it out and I said, just do it. And so I watched a couple of quick videos because I've never stitched on a mesh bag before. And lo and behold, it was super easy for me. I was a little surprised, but mostly because I do the sewing method and it works really, really well with the mesh bags. So I get to share that I have my first mesh bag done. And of course, I love the queen. Being born a queen, I love anything with queen on it. And it's even better when it has queen rose. So I am putting it out there. Please make a rose bag so I have one to match, because that would be awesome. Unless there is and I haven't seen it. So yeah, so I did add the buttons to this. Those were a little tricky to put on. Not gonna lie on that part. But it came out really cute. And I can do this, you know, really without my readers. It was fun. And I decided this would be a great project to work on an airplane. So I will be kitting up a couple of small projects on the mesh bags because I have several of them in my stash, and I am going to stitch them when I fly to Florida next week. So my next video, you might be seeing more of these bags. And it really was fun. I'm pretty pleased with myself. Yeah, it was. So if you haven't tried one, try it. Just challenge yourself because that was a lot of fun stitching. I enjoyed that a lot. Okay, so that's all of my fully finished that I've been doing. I will share this. Let me move a couple of things. Let me get a drink of water too. So how have you guys been? Have you guys been good? I really hope so. I hope everyone's been getting time to stitch. And I have been enjoying seeing people's videos, and I'll talk about that later. You know, people I've been watching lately, and watching and seeing all of the stuff on Instagram. Okay, so I'm going to read what it says on the back. So, this is a Victorian house piece that I did back in 1997. So it says on the back of it, I'll hold it right there. I made this cross stitch piece for my grandma Barnes for Christmas in 1997. She started to perhaps make it into a pillow and added the lace and the fabric. And when she had passed away in 2011, I got it back, and finally in 2020 during the quarantine, I painted a frame and hung it up. So I stitched this for her. She loves houses. That is where I get my love of houses, and I love stitching houses. I love piecing houses. I have a lot of quilts in my stash patterns, and I have a few that I've actually finished of houses. I just love houses. My grandma was a miniaturist. She loved doing miniatures. I have several of her stuff. My grandfather built me a dollhouse. Yeah, so I stitched the piece, and of course in 1997, you know, I was, you know, a college student, and I didn't have the funds to frame it for her. And I know, you know, she was a seamstress and a quilter, and so I just gave her the stitched piece for Christmas, and she added some of the lace down here, and then added a couple of thin, oh, and this one is a flange. Oh, they're both flanges. Yes, they are. So some flanges, and then And, you know, she loved pastels. So, yeah, so I wanted to share this piece with you because I've been slowly, you know, taking all of the winter stuff up and putting up Valentine's, and now tomorrow I'll start taking down Valentine's. But this normally hangs over the staircase. So I wanted to put it up, but I'm like, well, before I put it back up, let me share it with all of you, all of my friends, of a piece that I made a very long time ago. You know, it's not perfect, but you know what? It's loved and it has a memory. And my grandma was extremely important to me. She was my mother figure. Yeah, I miss her a lot. So yeah, I love it. I love this piece. Okay. Now, okay, so next I'm going to share with you some recent finishes of stitching finishes I did. I did do, I think this was this year's. Was this just this year's from Hands On from Kathy? But I stitched this on a piece, or maybe it wasn't. You know what? No, this wasn't. This was from a few years ago, I think. But I stitched this on, it's 30 count garnet Weeks Dye Works. And I've had this in my stash for probably 5 years. Oh, you can see through the fabric. So let me put it on the board here. So here you go. So there you go. That stitched up like super, super quick. And obviously there's so much fabric left over. I'm going to do, because I haven't stitched a lot of her freebies of the anniversary Valentine pieces. I've been saving them and printing them out. And I'm now going to just slowly pull one out every so often. And I'm going to try to keep it on a fabric like this. If not on this, but also adding some teal to it as well, because I add teal to my Valentines. So that was that piece. And then last night, I stayed up until, oh gosh, it was probably like 11 o'clock last night to fully finish this. So I bought the kit of the 2026 Collector's Heart from Heart and Hand. And it came with the, and I don't know what happened to it. My husband brought my stuff up and I don't know what happened to the little card that it had just a few pieces left of the thread, but it was the Cottage Garden Threads, Marooned in Love Duet, which includes leather bound and vintage rose. I had never used Cottage Garden Threads before, and you know, it's really pretty, really, really pretty. What I will say is, and I'll just show you on the pattern here. I got to stitching this over here, had to frog it, and I usually don't have to frog, which kind of really upset me. And then up, where was it? Had a frog another area. Oh, this whole thing. So I had the flowers all done, and then I was coming down to do the stems, and I forgot one leg of a leaf, and so I started going into the basket, and I had all of the basket done and most of all this, and then I had to rip it right back out. So because of some of this frogging, I ended up not having enough of the thread, and I was freaking out. So last night I'm looking online, seeing if I can find this thread, and I can't find it. I can't find it. I'm like, what am I going to do? So last night I finished this piece, and I did this piece, and I finished in the love, and came over here and I was doing this. And all I had stitched over here, I had these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 dark pieces done and a little tiny bit on this one. And so I decided, okay, so I have just this little bit, and then these two triangles, and then of course the middle. Okay, do I try to search for this fabric and search for it and search for it? Or do I just let it go and just stitch with whatever's left of my threads? Because it was going to be a little too much for me to try to find it, and I don't know when else I'd use the, threads, and, they're a little pricey. And it's something I don't collect. It's the first time I've ever used that thread line. I love it. I love the way they set it up. That was really cool. I didn't have to wind it or anything. You just yank it out. But yeah, so I just did that, and I love it. It's kind of got that more of an ombre in that section. So I have another finish. I'm super excited. Like, love it. I took this to school with me a few days, and when the kids were doing technology or silent reading, usually I'll read a book too, but I decided, been listening to some books recently. I didn't want to do any of that. I just wanted to stitch, knowing when I go to Florida, I won't be stitching a whole lot. Outside of a plane and maybe a couple days when we're at my son's apartment, but otherwise it's going to be Disney parks and Epic parks and Universal and, eating out and driving and all that fun stuff. Okay. What do you guys want to see next? I'll just do these things real quick. So I have these cards that I get from the Cottage Cat Designs, and she does have a Flosstube, and I'm trying to remember off the top of my head. I didn't write it down. I'm so sorry. But I didn't realize she had a Flosstube, and these are awesome. I love them. I need more Americana ones, so I may have to message her because I need to prep my Lady of the Flag and my Queen of Freedom, because I did get both of them in the mail recently. I did get the fabrics that were called for it, and the beads. I didn't get the Kreinik yet because it's on back. Well, I don't think it's on back order. I think it's like something's going on, and it'll eventually get to us. But I'm going to be changing. I decided I'm just going to change the fabrics for those two pieces. I want to stitch one on the Declaration, and then on the I wrote it down because I asked my friend Sadie. It was the Constitution from Primitive Hair, and then the Declaration of Independence from Fabric Flare. So I need to order both of those pieces so I can stitch them on it. And then the Lady of the Flag, I'm changing the colorways to be the teal blue. Yellow's not my color. It's not my jam. And so I'm going to change it, which I'm super excited about. And I should be starting that next month in March, well, which would be tomorrow, but I don't have it ready. I know it's going to happen after I get back from Florida, so I better order the fabric now, so it's all ready to go. So anyways, I'm excited to start those. There hasn't been too much haul otherwise. Yeah, because I've pre-ordered a bunch of things from Market, and I'm super excited. I'm just going to be stitching it all. I mean, might as well just quit my job and not sleep and just not clean either and just stitch all day. Okay, I'm going to take a quick pause here and show you my embroidery piece I stitched many moons ago. This was a Valentine little primitive snowman. I don't recall who designed it off the top of my head. I want to say maybe Buttermilk Basin, but I could be wrong. But yeah, I made this into a pillow, and I did the stem stitch on this, I believe. Super cute. So he always comes out and sits on our bed for the month of February, and just added a couple of borders to it. And then I actually stuffed it with, you know, a pillow form, and then just whip stitched it closed. So it never actually comes out. I used to do more pillows where it would have a pillow opening, and then I'd change them out and stuff. And soon I started losing pillow forms and not knowing what goes with what. So this one I just, nope, you're going to be stitched all together. So you don't get lost. And then I had my husband take this one down off the wall in my stitching room downstairs. So this was a, oh gosh, I don't even remember the name of it. I don't know if it was a vintage Valentine, but yeah, I'll just share it with you. All the applique is done by needle turn. And there's some wool in there, because I love to work with wool too. And I did all the quilting myself. It's not the best, but you know, gets done. It holds all the pieces together, right? So there's that. So super cute. I love it. What's fun about all these things is, you know, you can see it, and then you put it away, and then you totally forget about it, and it's all like you get brand new things again, because you only saw it for, like, you know, a few days out of the year. Okay. So I have been, so this is, I guess this will be part of my haul as well. So I have been struggling with tennis elbow. I feel like since I turned 50 last year, like my health has even gotten worse. Just everything hurts. I mean, I've had bad knees for years. Arthritis is really bad. I've got carpal tunnel. Now I've got tennis elbow. You know, I've been dealing the last 2-3 weeks with, you know, plantar fasciitis, whatever it's called, you know. It's just, I feel like I'm going downhill. So, I cannot give up stitching. It is in my blood. The only times that I physically could not look at a threaded needle was when I was pregnant with both of my sons. Like, literally, it made me sick. So during those times when I was pregnant, I literally never threaded a single needle, didn't stitch anything. No quilting, cross stitch, embroidery, nothing. Otherwise, I always have a needle and thread in my hand, and I've been dealing with such severe pain in my elbow and in my arm, and not having a good grip on my hand anymore. So I've been doing research, and I have a special box that I got for my, and it's like filled already with some things in here. And of course, everyone knows now what it is, but I got myself and I'll pray, I don't know if it's pronounced this way, a patoki. So I purchased this. I ordered it from the company itself over in the Ukraine, right? And then I got the lilac color. I'm gonna doll them up a little bit, so there will be an Eeyore somewhere going in here somewhere, just to kind of make it mine, because I will travel with this. I have been playing with it and figuring out how to use it, especially since I usually have my bell sitting in my lap when I'm stitching, and putting a lap pillow, the table lap pillow on my lap doesn't work. One, with her, because she wants to be in my lap, and 2, it was still sitting too low for me. And I even tried adjusting and using the magnifying in my light, and I don't like that at all. I like my readers. I don't want to try to relearn how to use a magnifying thing for the light, whatever. Kind of rambling a little bit, but I didn't want to learn how to just redo all my stitching. So I just needed to figure out something. So you know what I ordered? I ordered a side table that's actually, you know, like for a bedside. Like, and I showed it to my husband. He's like, oh, so you need a hospital table. Okay. You're really an old lady, honey. Shut up. So I ordered a pink one to go next to my stitching, and the swirl there. And okay, so I tried it officially a couple of times. The second time it went much, much better once I figured out exactly where it needed to be, how low the table needed to be near on my lap. Belle was still struggling, so she may have to learn to either sleep closer down my legs or on the side of me. So we'll figure it out. We will figure it out. But yes, I'm super excited. And I got several messages from people saying they love theirs or tell me how I love it. So I'm telling you, so far, it's a good thing. And you know, obviously it's fairly expensive. It's not, you know, cheap. But and I talked to my husband about it, and he said, you know, this is an investment into your into your hobby and your, you know, what you love to do. So invest in it. You know, if it keeps you, you know, from hurting so much and keeps you to keep doing what you love to do, buy it. So I try to convince him to get the big one that's on the, and he was like, we don't have room. So yes, I did get a really nice Winterberry box for it, and I've already have some stuff filled in there to travel with. So super excited about that. So that was definitely a big splurge, but it is helping because I want to keep stitching. All right. It's feeling a little muggy out there. Which is so weird because we've been so cold and under clouds for months and months. But it is really, really nice out there. Okay. So everything else I'm going to share with you are things that were on like my WhipGo, were, you know, like a Lent start or the 25th kickoff by Tara, or my Santa, the Stitch Any Santa Sal, you know, with Chrissy and Linda. So I'm just gonna start sharing and just show you what I have. So, you know, some of them are new starts, some of them are things that you've seen, but there's more progress. There's pretty much no rhyme and reason of which way I'm going. It's just in this box that I have, and I still need to stitch something to put on top of here. I have an idea of what I want to do. I just haven't done it yet because, you know, life. Okay, so I'm going to pull this one out first because it's right in front. So this is the bag it sits in. I got this bag from Mesa Quilt Company on Etsy. And this was the 250th kickoff that I started on for the Super Bowl. And I have all of my, oh, it's all messy. But I have all of my little tiny floss straps. I love the size of these. Like, look how little these are. It's so cute. I love them. But those were from the Cottage Cat. Oh, threads are just going all over the place. Anyways, so, I'm going to take out the pattern. That way you guys don't see it. So I decided and I pivoted. I was going to do the Stars and Stripes, the two pieces, the two pillows, And I pivoted. I said, no, I need to do this one instead. So this is the Pledge of Allegiance from Crochet Go Go, and I love it. And as a teacher, I love saying the Pledge of Allegiance. We are, you know, we still say it. And even in California, we still say the Pledge of Allegiance. And yes, we do still say under God, which, interesting enough, I looked it up, and apparently under God was not put into our Pledge of Allegiance until 1954. That was an interesting fact. So anyways, this is my progress on it. I am stitching this, oh, I don't know if it says on here. Oh, it does in the back. Hang on a second. Let me put it in the light so I can see. It is 32 count summer khaki. But this is my progress. So it goes, I think I've gone all the way over now. So it's just going to be this wide. But I love it. It's stitching up really easy. I'm excited to have this done when it does get done. It will get done this year for sure. But that was fun to do. I was glad I was able to participate in it, in the 250th kickoff from Tara from Sully Stitches, who's super cute. Love her videos. She has awesome stuff. I hope to get to meet her sometime because she seems like she's a really nice person. The other thing I did start, this was for the Olympics. Okay. Squirrel. Where did it go? Oh, it's under the basket or the wooden container. I will tell you something real quick because, you know, swirling. So I had started, you know, I have this, and it seems like everyone was really digging this. I still dig it. I love it. I love it. This is from my crazy life. So in January, I didn't write in like what I stitched on every day, but I try to keep like when a new start would start, or if there was a sale going on, or if I finished something. And then in February, I kind of did this whole thing where, well, I was writing down projects I wanted to do on that day for the Olympics and everything. And then looking back, I'm like crossing out things because I didn't do it. So I'm at that point where either I'm going to write in a pencil instead of pen and erase it if I don't stitch it. And I'd rather just put in what I actually do stitch. This is confusing to me now. So that's what I'm going to do for March, except for in March, so far, and I haven't written everything in there, but so far there's, you know, going to be a big old week where I'm not doing hardly anything because Florida's calling my name. I want to go to Florida. I want to move to Florida. And if I keep saying it enough, maybe it'll happen. Okay, so in this bag, which is from the Decorative Needle, and these cute little kitties are all Christmas kitties. Super fun, and it's got like a little, and just keep the threads in there, which actually they're not in there right now, but that's okay. I have sugar in there, aka flour. So I am renaming this skunk into Flower, and I have an idea for his little girlfriend. I don't remember her name. If you recall it, you know, Flower is from Bambi, and when he got Twitter pated, he fell in love with, and I think it was Petunia. I could be wrong, but I have an idea. And oh no, whoa, I'm going to turn in my Disney card. Flower didn't, no, it was Thumper. Thumper fell in love with the yellow bunny petunia, I believe it was. I don't know why I thought that. I don't know. And no, I'll take my Disney card back. I just had a FUBAR because I am the queen of Disney. So anyways, I did start flour, aka sugar, on Flax 40 count because I know he's big. And I noticed that when, because I took her animal cracker class for Ginger, which not started, and I will. I mean, I want to do it still. But I noticed when she shared it, it was like really big. So I thought, okay, well, what if I stitch it on 40 count? We'll see how it is. But no, it's still going to be a pretty good size because this is only part of his tail. But because I decided to change colors and I'm not doing the called for colors and I'm just using, oh, that's really messy. Goodness, Chris, brush out your threads. I'm just using, you know, basic black, 310, B5200, and then I'm changing the color of his sweater to a teal. And that one is, oh, that one I am doing a classic, really tealy. So anyways, he'll probably still be big. But I started that one on, one of the Olympic days. And I don't remember, it was the animal one for the mascots on the 10th. Yeah, that's what it was. So I did start him, and I actually got quite a bit done that evening, because most of my stitching lately has been in the evening because I've been working a lot. Good thing summer's coming along because I just want to stitch all day. That's a job, right? Can I just stitch all day? Okay. The next thing I'll share with you is my temperature chart. So this was on my Whipco board. I made progress on it, which I'm super excited about. We've all seen and heard about this temperature chart, and it's, I can't pronounce the name at all, but it is a free pattern that you could find on Facebook. So, oh, you know what? Let me put it on this. Let me lay it out nicely. So pretty. Oh, gosh, this is gorgeous. If I don't say so myself. Oh my gosh, I love it. I love it. I love it. Oh my gosh. So the last time you saw this, I had these two bird houses like just stitched up, but none of the flowers were yet put on. Or what are they going to be? No, they're pumpkins. Or apples. I don't know. Whatever you want to call them. Maybe apples. But yeah, this is so far what it's like in my area of Northern California. All right, bye, Humphrey. Thanks for shaking the camera. Isn't that pretty? Oh, I need to finish this. So I have almost August done. So what I've been doing, obviously, because I'm so far behind, I mean, we're already going into March for 2026, and this was for 2025. I'm going to finish doing the last few bird houses, this, you know, the sticks of them, poles, whatever you want to call them. And then, and I have everything labeled because I had to go through, I was going on underground weather or weather underground and, you know, typing in my city and all the dates and, you know, writing everything for the highs. And then I recorded and changed, you know, whatever the color was and put it on the pattern. So everything on, let's say, on this one here, I would write the number in a green, you know, so if this was, let's say this is 730 and then this one's 731, I wrote it all in green going up. And then the next month I would write it in a blue going all the way up, and then the next month I'd write it in red. That way to keep myself a little bit from getting super confused. But I just love this. This is so pretty. Oh gosh. Unfortunately, I don't think I'll be using any of the purples because it didn't quite get as cold in our area. I mean, there was a periwinkle-ish kind of one time, but no, it's going to be a lot of the orange and reds because we live in a very hot area of California. So this I wanted to finish this up. So I may try to put him into somewhere in a rotation for March. We'll see what happens. I do want to get him done for sure. And then it's in the bag from So Sweet, or Sherry So Sweet on Etsy. Fun bags. And then I did just a little bit of work. This was a bag, Hemingway bag made by my friend Linda, who I haven't been able to chat with much because she's been on an adventure the last month. Anyways, so this is North Pole by Kathy Barrick. And since you saw it last, I have done, and no, it's not ironed, and it is what it is, but I have a lot of the Santa head there done. I have his face mostly done. I just need to finish his, let's see, let me look at it a little bit better. No, I have his, no, his beard is all done. It's now just filling in, you know, the rest of it. So, I mean, it's not as pronounced. I do have to still, I think, put in his lips. But, and I'm changing the red because it's so muted in the pattern. And I think he's so cute. I love a very tall Santa. Maybe because my husband's tall. But I'm changing the red. If I can pull it out of here. Ribbon red from Classic Colorworks. And then I'll add a few of the motifs in the ribbon red going down. So yeah, I finished a lot of him. Obviously not his eyes yet, but I got in the deer. I finished up some of the trees. He'll come out again, not sure when. For this next month, oh, I didn't pull those. Oh, that's okay. It is what it is. I had to go look on Instagram for Jessie for the WhipGo called numbers because I gave up, well, one of the things I gave up for Lent this year was Facebook. And let me tell you, outside of, I do miss the message boards, all of my groups that I like going to and looking at things and being inspired by, I'm really not missing it because it's not the same anymore. I mean, 15 plus years ago, it used to be really fun and you get to connect and reconnect with people, you know, from back in the day or catch up with family and stuff. And now it's just ads and garbage. I don't like it anymore. Anyways, so, I'm trying to remember, who started the Lent. Sal, Running with Scissors, Anna Running with Scissors, or Stitcher Runs with Scissors. I don't remember. I don't think I wrote it down. But anyway, so I did start a Lent sell, and I have not, I saw that she posted on my thing this morning. I have not stitched on it every day, not like I wanted to. Hopefully in March I put more into it, but I am stitching. Oh, you should see the, oh, it's downstairs. Oh no. Okay, so imagine this, a beautiful pink house with beautiful pink flowers around it, and underneath it, it says, "This is the day the Lord has made." We all know that one. This is the day. So I am stitching it on this Friendship Green by Fabrics by Stephanie, and I cannot believe the pattern is actually sitting by my stitching chair folded up. So I have, he's really hard to see though, but I have that ram up here, and he doesn't have his hoofs on yet, so I don't know, you just can't see him very well. But I love the flower. I love the greens coming through it. I chose this fabric because I saw Lisa from Kindred Stitcher stitch a piece of, you know, one of her pieces on this, and I immediately had to go find this fabric because it was just so pretty. And I know it's going to be all really, really pretty on this once it's all done, because that pink just looks awesome on it. But my ram, goat, person, thing, whatever, animal, yeah, that noun, it's not showing up super well, so I'm not sure what to do. In person you can see a little bit better, but maybe I'll just let it be. I don't know, we'll see. So that's that. Hi Humphrey, are you back? So I have this in a bag, and I don't think I don't remember. Oh, Delicious Threads. I think I got this at Stitch West 2 years ago. I think this was made by both that person. I don't remember. Maybe because I have this one to go with it. Isn't that cute? Okay. I'm getting warm. Whew. All right. I've got 3 more things, and then I'll wrap this up. Boy. So I hope you guys are enjoying this. Leave me a comment and what you know, what is your favorite piece? Leave me a comment of what your favorite thing from Nashville Needle Market is, because there is a lot. I was a little happy. In this bag from Teresa, I love these. This is the only one I have of hers of this bag, but I think it's so cute. I love the Santa. I want to stitch him. But I started Santa's flag. And I put some more work into him, and this was for the sale of any Santa sale. And so I have more done on him. I haven't touched him in a few weeks, but since I haven't, my last Flosstube was just the Valentine whip. So you haven't seen much else, but this is so far what I have done on him. I have the flag mostly stitched, and I've gone around and done, you know, the brown outline on some of it and trying to do some fill-in stuff. But that blue is just gorgeous. I love that blue. He's going to be so much fun when he's done. I'm super excited. And I found the kit online because it's stitched on I think this is a week's. Was it the call for? Cocoa. It was stitched on Cocoa 30 count weeks dye works, and I think that blue is it Dolphin? Yeah, it's Weeks Dolphin. And you know, it's so pretty when it's actually stitched up on, there. It's really cool looking. I'm super excited about this. And you know, another patriotic piece I'm all for. You know, I know our country's going through a lot of stuff right now. I try to stay out of it. I'm not a very political person per se, and I try not to share my opinions because, you know, that's what it is. It's my opinions. But I still love my country. I love being an American, although I'm kind of a mutt of an American because I have a lot of British and Scottish and a little bit of Irish in me, you know. Anyways, then I don't know if I shared the start of this. This is in a bag. Gosh, oh, this is from Wildberry Stitching. And by the way, I mean, I'm a bag maker as well. I do not sell my bags. Not that I couldn't, I just choose not to. If I make you a bag, it will be a gift. But anyways, I do appreciate bag makers, and I need to do it for myself too, and just make sure I put a little label on it, because especially if you're doing Flosstube, or if you take something to a retreat, or not even to a retreat, but to your stitching group, and people want to know where you got it, it's so awesome to have the name of who made it, so then you can share them out, because I love supporting small businesses. I do it quite often. Just ask the husband. So this was Tiger Lily's birthday start, Pretty in Pinks, and I chose to do it in the DMCs and colors, and I'm doing it on the, to me it's supposed to be pink, but it reads peach to me, which is fine because it is coming out very nice. But I only stitched one evening on it, which was the day that she did the sal, started it, and that is all that I have. So I know if I put some effort into it, I would get more done, and I will. It's, gosh, that's not showing up very well at all. Wow. Okay, Chris, next time film earlier in the day. But it's really pretty. So I need to stitch more on that. But there's so many other things to stitch too. I want to stitch it all. Don't we all? Okay. One more and I'll let you go and I'll move on. I think I'm getting tired too. It's been a long week, and it's going to be a long week this week because I have to pack and still make lesson plans, and yeah, it's all good though. Okay, so in my last bag here, PT bags, and I think it's, gosh, what was it? Is it like, it's on Etsy. Is it pin and, I don't know. I'll link it. Okay. So anyways, pink Santas, love it, love it. Like, just give me anything pink. I'm a pink girl through and through. This is my Christmas market, the European Christmas market. And oh my goodness, I need to pull this out again. I want to work on it. So I was waiting. So I have the middle almost done, and this is on 40 count. I don't remember off the top of my head, but I've said it before in other videos. This is on 40 count, and I'm stitching them all on one piece. The only thing I still need to do down here, I need to still put their eyes in, and I need to fill in this box with the white. But I've been waiting for the patterns. Oh, there comes the sun. I've been waiting for the patterns to be released because I know the next one was supposed to be here, and then the 3rd month, and then the 4th month, I believe. But I needed this one to be released so I can make sure I'm lining it up correctly, because I wasn't sure how far over to start this one. So this is the ornament one. So I've been working on the ornament piece, and that was just one night, just stitching on that. It for me, it was stitching fast, but I do stitch fast. That's definitely what my hands do. I stitch fast. But I'm super excited to have this. It's going to be so pretty when it's all done. So anyways, my friends, I'm going to start wrapping this up for you so you can move on to your next Flosstube to watch. And I've been watching a lot of Flosstubes lately. I'll link a bunch of them that I'm watching, that I have watched recently, in the show notes, because I'm making a note of that right now. But you know, I mean, obviously we all watch Sully. We watch, you know, Christy from Crosshatch. Love her. Java Girl, another Christy. Like, what's with all of these Chris's and Christys and stuff? We're all awesome, weren't we? Anyways, love you guys. But I watched Deb and Kef from Snug Harbor Crafts, and I'm still waiting to find out who the fall designer is going to be for Stitch West and when all of that is going to be released, because I want to go again. I so enjoy it. I've watched Rachel from Five Oaks Farm Stitching, and thank you, girl, for mentioning me in your show notes. And then thank you to Lisa from Kindred, oh gosh, Stitcher, Kindred Stitcher, Lisa. She's awesome. She's totally awesome. And thank you for mentioning me as well. I just watched Brenda's video, Handwork Maniac. She has a great video that she just posted. So I watched that earlier today. Obviously, Nicole Spohr has recently a few great videos. I loved her heart that she did. I want to do something like that. I watched Karen from Recovering Monogamous Stitcher, and I've watched Chris and Victoria from Stitchy Fix, and Jill from Jilly Beans, Creative Candy Jar, and of course Nisi and Kathy, who I'll be seeing in 2 weeks, from Because We Stitch, the cousins, Brenda and Laura. Watch them. I just saw someone, I believe her name is Edie, and her first Flosstube just went off the charts. Like, I'm like, girl, okay, I quit. I give up, because, you know, you did one video and you've got like 7,000 views on it almost. And so her video, or her YouTube channel, is called Acts of Stitching, and she's a pro. Like seriously, like, hands down, she knocked it out of the park. Awesome. Great first video. If you have not watched it, go check it out. Give her some love. I think all of us, we need to share more of who we're watching, who, you know, not just our friends, but, you know, people that we want to encourage to keep going. I think this is an empowering position that we're in, having a Flosstube, having a YouTube channel, and you know, helping each other out. Let's empowering each other and share one another out, and give love all around, because I mean, I'm not looking to become a millionaire here. I'm not even looking to be the most popular, for sure, because I never will be, and I accept that, because I mean, that's just not going to happen. I know that. I'm realistic. Sorry, I have Garfield underneath me as I'm talking and I'm trying to talk, and he wants some love. But no, I think we need to, I think we need to share each other out and just support one another. We're all women who, and guys too, just sharing our love. And anyways, that's my TED Talk for tonight. Anyways, I just, so quick couple of things before I really head out, because, I always have to squirrel and go somewhere else, but I'll share that I finished 3 books, no, 4. The 4th book was, okay, so I won't even tell you what it was, but I reread Wicked, for the 2nd time, and then I, read the audiobook of it, of, Son of a Witch. I liked Wicked. Son of a Witch I did not like at all, and it makes me sad, because I really love the characters, but I think he could have done a better job with the book, but that's just my opinion, whether it matters or not. And then I also finished, I think I put the book away. I think it was Alice Feeney, My Husband's Wife. I had more hope for the book. I follow a lot of book talkers or whatever on Instagram, and that book was getting such high ratings, and I was super excited for it. It was going really good, and I felt like at the end it was like, oh, okay, ho hum, and it did not like other books of hers, so I was a little kind of disappointed. I'm not sure what my next read is going to be. I'll figure that out, because I like listening to audiobooks when I'm on the airplane as well, and I think I might do it while I'm standing in line at Disney and everything, because sometimes, the boys, all of my guys are, playing on their videos and on their phones and stuff, and I'm just standing around going, okay, let me talk to a stranger, because, I like to talk. And I think I'm going to just download some books and just listen to books as we're walking around and standing in line for hours. Anyways, so that's it, my friends, for now. I probably won't be back for, it's going to be a couple of weeks at least, if not maybe 3 weeks. It might be more the middle of March. We'll see how traveling is coming back, and even if I've got, some stuff to share with you. But anyways, I appreciate you being here. Thanks for sticking around. Thanks for supporting me. I'm slowly itching up to that 1,000 subscriber mark. I'm like in the low 800s, very low 800s right now, and my goal is really to get to 1,000. Even more is better, of course, but I'll take what I can get. So love you all. Hearts to everyone, and thanks for noticing. All right, see you later. Bye-bye.